Hello, my name's Eric Parker. I'm the director of bands at Central Valley High School. And this slideshow is put together just to kind of share with our parents and students that will be incoming ninth graders next year at Central Valley about the middle school transition to CV through band. So I have four areas that I'm going to cover with you today. That's the effect band has on your college and career readiness, the impact band has on your graduation requirements, the different levels that we offer, the different courses we offer for band, as well as the extracurriculars that are involved in the band program for students that want a little bit more beyond the class period. As far as career and college readiness goes, this is a topic you will hear a lot of conversation about. I'm just going to break it down into three pieces. As far as colleges go, universities love band kids. They get to the top of the pile during the admissions process because they've already demonstrated what the university is looking for. That's a commitment to a four-year education. There aren't a lot of pieces of evidence that they can show from high school that show that kid's commitment to an academic process for 4 years. So it makes financial sense for them to recruit band kids because these are students that they know are capable of being committed to their programs. As far as your career goes, we're seeing increasingly around the workforce the value of teamwork, creative problem solving, and empathy for others so that the team can continue to succeed. These are cornerstones of our music program. We make stuff, and anything that's happening in the career fields are about making things. So we also do it with a sensitivity that's part of being in medicine and being involved in all sorts of really rigorous career fields. And then maybe the most selfish part for me is I'm a father. I have two kids. I have an elementary daughter and I have a middle school son. And music programs to me are magnets for kids who work hard, work together, and they're not just trying to get the A, but they're trying to help everybody get the A. They don't want their part to sound good at the concert. They want everybody's part to sound good at the concert. So there's just a little element of what makes a music kid tick that I want my kid to be around because I want to play the odds. The more kids my kid can be around that have all of those positive attributes, the more likely my son or my daughter is going to practice those habits as well in their own life. So I look at encouraging music students from the parent side as let's just play the odds together. My friend Scott Lang has a great video that he shares with my leadership music advisory class. I'm going to share it with you. At the very end, he's going to talk about a little worksheet that he has for you. I do not have a worksheet for you, so don't worry at the end. You don't need to have a panic attack about a homework assignment. But this is Scott.
Hi, and welcome back to probably my most favorite unit in course number 1, What Music Teaches. Now before we begin, I'm going to unapologetically state that I think music is among the most important curricula that we teach in the school systems today. Not just because of the what, the notes and the rhythms, but the how, the character that we build and the way that we build it. Now, in music, we're going to teach you things that you don't learn in any other course. First thing we're going to teach you is the more you give to something, the more you're going to get from something. But the more you get, the more we're going to make you give back. From the moment you start through each step of your musical journey, we're going to ask you to give more, but then you're going to get a better experience. You're going to give more time, but you're going to get a better ensemble. You're going to give more practice, but you're going to get to be first chair. You're going to give more effort, but then you're going to get to be a leader in which you're going to have to give more. In music, we teach the more you give, the more you get. But the more you get, the more we're going to make you give. It's the carrot you'll keep chasing, but you'll never get. The second thing that we teach in music that we don't teach anywhere else is that it's got to be win-win. That's not what they teach in schools. They teach win-lose. But in music, we understand that the better the freshman class is, the better the ensemble is. That when you make a mistake, my score goes down. When you play a wrong note, it affects my performance. So my success is your success, and your failure is my failure. We make each of our lives interdependent upon each other to be successful. It truly is the win-win team sport. And number 3, don't quit. Don't ever give up. Don't stop until it's perfect. You're going to play the same thing over and over and over and over and over, not till you just get the A, not till you just get a 94. You're going to do it till it's right. And then you're going to come back and do it again next year. It's the only activity that truly teaches that you don't give up, you don't stop, you don't quit until it's perfect. See, that's what makes music incredible. That's what makes this the most life-changing, transformative activity in the school system today. Not just the what we teach, the notes and the rhythms, but the how we teach it, the character. And don't forget that the more you give to this, the more you're going to get from this. But the more you get, the more we're going to make you give back. Don't forget that it's not win-lose, it's win-win. And last but not least, don't forget that you don't ever give up, you don't ever stop, you don't ever quit until it's perfect. That's what music teaches, and that's what makes this activity so life-changing and so transformative. Good luck. We've got some worksheets here for you to work on to think through these thought processes and what you've learned from music. We'll wait for you to turn them in, and then we'll be back at the next unit.
So we love Scott. He is a really exciting advocate for all music kids. So I'll move on from college and career readiness, and we'll move into a conversation about the impact that graduation or that band has on graduation requirements. What I will just point out here on the right side margin is the graduation requirements. This is a PDF that shows all of your students' graduation requirements for the full 4 years. So you can open that and just look at the big picture. I am going to walk you through in this video, but if you need to come back and reflect on it, you can come back and watch this video. This is going to highlight the impact that marching band has on graduation. So I'll get to that. But what I really wanted to just let everybody know, these 3 main points, is that you are required to complete 4 semesters of fine arts. That's 2 whole school years. And so we really want you to understand that band will satisfy those graduation requirements. For 2 years, band will not be an elective. You've been taking band as an essential elective in middle school all these years. Now it's going to be worth something. So if you're thinking that band is just kind of like a waste of credit space, it's not. It will fill those graduation requirements. It is not an elective those first 2 years. By the time you're a junior and a senior, we think you'll be hooked and want to finish out your years with band, but it'll be up to you. Band is a changing skill. We're developing all the time, and when we change this environment here, this shift, this paradigm shift of going to high school, I think you're going to find the experience is different. It's a little bit more geared towards performing. The frequency of performances is much higher. Because of the good training happening at the middle school, you're ready to perform with more frequency. So that's something that I really want students to kind of consider, is that environmental change. It might be refreshing in some senses, and it might make you feel empowered by the work that you did in middle school. And then this next piece that I'll walk you through is the impact that marching band provides students to create more elective space on their graduation checklist. So I'll walk you through that real quickly here. I'm taking the blocks of semesters that work together to create some impact of the choice students make to be in marching band. Marching band is not a requirement. It is an extracurricular activity. And here's how this works. Above, you see all of the PE requirements for your graduation, and then you have your elective blocks. That does not include any language arts. It doesn't include band. It doesn't include world languages. These are strictly electives. Basically, you have space for your student to take every year. They can take 1 whole hour every day, every year. That's just an elective. Things that they're interested in. Maybe it's to dig deeper into sciences and to take an extra science class or to take an extra AP course. But those are spaces for students to elect. And then down below, you have your fine arts credits. There's your 4 boxes that you'll have to check. The personal pathway, I highlighted it there. I would ask that you look into that deeper on the graduation requirement list checklist that was back a slide. You can check that out if you open this slide as your own slide to kind of review, but I'm not going to go into the personal pathway here. That's a separate conversation. Here's the thing. Our students that do marching band do not get credit for it. It is a total extracurricular activity. Our brass and woodwind students do it as an option. Our first semester percussion students are required. So to be in first semester percussion, a student is required to join the extracurricular marching band. If you have questions or you need more clarification about that, please feel free to email me at eparker@cvsd.org, and I'm happy to discuss that. I also just want to point out, again, the extracurricular activity makes it kind of like a sport. So we have our own summer camp that goes from mid-August to early September. And one of the really cool things is that marching band allows our performers to earn a varsity letter. So how does that impact these three sections of our graduation requirements? Well, if you do marching band for 1 year, in the top corner there, you'll see your PE credit gets turned into an elective. You did not get credit for marching band. We just waived your PE requirement and made it an elective. So now you can fill that up with any interests you have. If you do marching band a second year, then we take that second PE credit and it gets turned into an elective, and so on down the line. Third year of marching band gets turned into an elective. These are not credits for marching band. They're simply waivers for PE. So now instead of PE being a required block, it's now an elective for you to choose to fill with anything in the normal schedule. We have some students that they either don't do the form that goes with this because they want to take PE, and that's your choice. So you can use all of your elective space for PE if you like, but this just allows students more flexibility. The health and wellness course is not waivable. It is a requirement. It is an important part of the curriculum in our health department that just fosters student awareness of taking care of their health and their bodies throughout their life. All right. Excuse me. All right, the band course programs are pretty involved. We have on the left column here, we have 3 classes: symphonic band, concert winds, and wind ensemble. If you are an incoming 9th grader, these are your 2 options: concert winds and symphonic band. In your Google Classroom, you have all sorts of materials that if you want to audition for the concert winds program, they are available there. If you're not interested in auditioning for a group, then just be in symphonic band. That's it. There's 2 concerts per semester, and it's brass and woodwinds only in these classes, no percussion. So we're going to flip over here. These are all credited classes, so you will get a grade for all of these. Percussion ensemble semester 1 is 2 concerts a semester, or for the semester, excuse me. There is an audition required. Again, it's more of an assessment placement than it is an audition to cut people. We don't want to cut people. We want to include them. But we want to include them in areas where we can help them grow and show off the strengths that they've already developed. Percussion second semester, same grades, but no audition is required, and they have some extra performances, and it's a thing where percussion class has their own concerts, plus they can also support the symphonic concert and wind ensembles in their concerts as well. So it's a little different experience for a percussion parent because you will go to a couple of different types of things. Sometimes your kid will be in the front row, and sometimes they'll be in the back row with the concert bands. Jazz ensemble is a class. It is not a club or an activity like it is in middle school, so you'll get a grade for it. There's an audition that happens the first full week of school, and then they perform 2 or 3 times per semester. Those are all classes that are for credit, and you get a grade for. And then last, here as I wrap it up, is just the extracurriculars. These are non-credited classes, activities. These are not for credit. Marching band, I've already talked about quite a bit. Basketball band is kind of like it's really honestly just a fun hang for our kids to play and entertain audiences, and it's a really important part of our athletic program too. The athletics loves having the pep band at their events. And then I also just want to point out that the color guard and the percussion have an extracurricular activity in the winter where they basically kind of do marching band, but inside on a gym floor. It's very, very unique for our area, and we're really proud to have it. It had almost 65 students in it this year in 2020. And then the solo ensemble program is really a student-led activity. They can do a solo, or they can make a small group of musicians, and they perform at a state qualifier. And very often we have several students that qualify for state, and the school sends them to the state championships at Central Washington University at the end of April, actually. So um, those are a lot of the pieces of our program that I wanted to share that are kind of the bare bones. It's a long video, but I hope that if you have any questions, that you can find me at eparker@cvsd.org, and your student can find me anytime in their Google Classroom. I am a co-teacher with all of the middle schools that feed into Central Valley High School. So thank you so much for your patience to get through all of this, all of the challenges of school closure, and for your students, that unique transition happening through all of these virtual outreaches. So have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.